The second Intra-African Trade Fair, which took place recently in Durban, South Africa, focused on the newly launched African Continental Free Trade Area, a single market for goods and services across 55 countries, aimed at boosting trade and investment. In attendance was CEO of the International Islamic Trade Finance Corporation, Engineer Hani Salem Sonbol, who shared ITFC's vision and programs aiming to accelerate trade across the African continent and beyond.
Yes, the ITFC is the International Islamic Trade Finance Corporation, a member of the Islamic Development Bank. It is the trade arm of IDB, and also ITFC is actually the corporation which is focusing on enhancing intra-OIC trade between member countries of IDB group. So we focus on trade finance and trade development.
Okay. And how have you found the Intra-Africa Trade Fair so far, day one?
No, this is actually one of the most important events for Africa. I had the honor to participate in the first one, which was actually quite an important event for Africa. And now we are also very happy to see that the second edition, after really this long pandemic years, we see this kind of really desire to go back and to business and try to to do whatever to make these AFCFTA also active, and also so the countries will start and benefit actually and get benefit from this very important agreement.
Attending the event this year, what do you hope to gain or maybe contribute?
No, we are, of course, we are here gathered with policymakers, with banks, development institutions, and we are hoping that, also the trade fair will go well, the business-to-business meetings will go well, as we are expecting more than $40 billion of worth of deals to be really concluded here. And we of course would like to, as ITFC is concerned, would like to also maybe have some new partners with us, for many good activities in Africa.
Okay, so what sort of partners are you looking at? Are you looking to
financial institutions, development, business community, captains of businesses, and we of course we are very much, as I said, serving the governments and also serve the private sector.
Yeah.
So we are looking for really also to enhance the role of the private sector. That's why we are looking for more private sector partners here in this event.
During the keynote speeches, President of Zimbabwe made the comment about the youths having the opportunity to grow and them just needing that financial backing. In that sense, what is the ITFC doing to enable the youth?
For the youth?
For the youth, yes.
Oh yes, actually we have really since inception we have really given the youth and women actually priority in our plans and programs, and we have had many initiatives in the past that really supported the youth, especially in the area of capacity building and the area of training, and also try to build their capacities in trade-related topics and subjects. I'm referring here to member countries, youth. Recently we have launched the She Trade also for women, African women in the continent, so that they can benefit from this important program.
Okay.
All to empower really youth and empower women, so that they can really play their role in the development process of member countries. Yes.
Now, speaking about Africa and its share in the world trade, it's still consistently 3%, even though there's all these moves and things that are being done to try and change that and grow that. Why do you think that we still consistently staying at that 3% mark?
Well, that's the whole idea behind really having this new trade agreement, the CFTA, where you want to untap the potentials for Africa, and also at the same time see that to really tackle the issues that were and constraints which were in the past hindering and maybe preventing Africa from from really reaching its potentials. And definitely this is what we are all aiming at, is to really support Africa under this new agreement to have more integration and more cross-border trade, and also attract more FDIs to Africa and so on. So it's really our desire to see that all these constraints, whether it is related to structural constraints or maybe technical constraints that is linked to doing trade in Africa, is now resolved by really all of these efforts, including the CFTA as being really a wide and broad really agreement. Definitely this is our aim for the coming period.
And with all of this happening, even with the AFCFTA and all of this going on, we still have a lot of people still purchasing and importing from outside of Africa. In what way, or in what ways specifically, do you think the ITFC can encourage more internal, purchases and buying amongst Africans?
All what we are trying to do is really for enhancing intra-OIC trade in intra-African trade. That's the main really objective, is to resolve these issues which prevent the Africans from trading with each other, and we try to really have all these flagship programs available for Africa, so that they can benefit from. These flagship really is devoted to allow and facilitate access to financing, and also training and capacity building, infrastructure. So at the end of the day, what we are trying to do is to make African cross their borders and try to really trade with each other. By resolving the constraints, I am sure that the CFTA will also address these issues and make sure that Africa really not only increase their intra-OIC trade, intra-African trade, but also help into really trade with the world, with the globe. So as you said, 3% is quite low, and definitely intra-African trade is maybe less than 15%, and all of this can be really more improved by really introducing all these structural programs, reforms, and also benefiting from the CFTA as being, as I said, very, very important agreement for Africa to resolve its. And today we have listened also to the leaders of Africa saying that really there is a very strong will to really resolve the issues of the past and move on.
Yes.
And this is exactly what Africa needs. Africa has so much potentials that can be untapped by doing what we should do, really, is making the connection stronger and bonding between countries, remove barriers, remove borders sometimes to really, and of course governments will continue to do all the structural reforms and also regulations, try to provide the infrastructure for doing trade and business, and definitely it will improve in the future, and making Africa actually a more, more use of its really great resources, and instead of really exporting raw material and then importing, manufactured good, basically from Africa.
Yes.
So definitely industrialization is one way to make Africa more independent, and I'm sure that Africa can do that, with all these potentials. Finally, definitely the focus on human capital development is extremely important, and that's why we provide in ITFC so many programs for training and passing knowledge through reverse linkages, programs and so on.
Can you talk us through some of those programs that you're talking about?
I mentioned one of them is the Arab-Africa Trade Bridge, and we also have the ITFC SME Development Program. We have launchpads. We have specific training programs for personnel who are working in the trade business or trade-related, ministries.
Okay.
And all these programs are provided on an annual basis through very specific programs, and definitely ITFC has gained a lot. SMEs, they of course, as being one of the most important sectors of the business, in any country. As you know, it constitutes more than 80% of the economic tissues in member countries. So I think SMEs worth really to really have more focus. We do have SMEs development programs where we provide also training for the SMEs and training for the financial institutions, so they can talk to each other, and the SMEs can submit bankable projects as well. So all these programs can definitely support. In addition to the normal financing, we have reached quite now almost 60 billion US dollars of trade finance since inception.
Wow.
So that's how we help Africa, actually.
Okay, sounds amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.